Hello, hello. Hey everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's Trainwreck Wednesday. Hey you guys, welcome. Let me scoot my chair back a little. Sorry for the bounce. Hello everybody. Welcome to Trainwreck. Anybody on the depot tonight with me? We didn't ride last weekend, but we are heading out tonight. Welcome. Hi, Tammy. Welcome, you guys. So, welcome to Trainwreck Wednesday. I am Cassandra. I'm with Pecan Porch Boutique. And I hope every one of you guys had a great Thanksgiving, whatever that looked like to you. I still feel like a can of busted biscuits, but hopefully in a day or so that'll kind of subside. Maybe as I get out and do some walking or something like that. Hi, Barbara. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Trainwreck Wednesday, Hump Day. Y'all, this is week 2 of my 2-week vacation. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Seriously. I've been staying up late. I've been eating junk food. I've been sleeping in late. You know, all the things that I did when I was a teenager, except now I feel it. It doesn't work the same on my body like it did when I was a teenager. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Trainwreck Wednesday. So anyway, like I said, I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving or a day off or however you celebrate or if you celebrate. I just hope you guys had a great time with family, hopefully with friends. Hi, Corey. How are you? Welcome. So tonight, y'all, we are going to be continuing our work on this little free secretary that I got. Y'all remember the story, right? A lady bought the secretary that I did on a live a while back, and she gave me this little secretary for free. So we're going to be working on it. And I'm going to turn this so y'all can see it. But as y'all can see, I got the door back on because the door was off when I got it. Hey, Joy. Hey, welcome. I am good. How are you? Hopefully you're well. So I got the door back on. Not completely, though, because I still need to put these little screws for these little hinges on. But I got the door back on. I painted it blue. I put a little white back there, and I'll tell you guys why I did that. But let's just kind of recap what we've been doing on this. So I painted it up, and I used DIY's, hi sister. I used DIY's Fire Starter and Salty Kiss, and I used Salt Wash, and I did this whole texture thing on it. You can see over here on the side. So I did that all over. I used the bee from the Laurel mold, and I added those to the knobs. But our main focus on this was using the paint inlay, and we used the Indigo Floral for this one. So this is what we're using on this particular one. But I just wanted to show you guys that IOD does have the newest one out. In case you guys haven't seen this, this is the Grisal, I think it's pronounced Grisal Toile. Isn't that cool? It has like critters in it. Like it has that parrot thing there. And then it also has some kind of like squirrel looking thing in it too. See him there? So this is the newest one right here. But we're working with the Indigo Floral tonight. So y'all, a couple things what I want to do is, so this little open part here had a little box that went in it, and I got that out and I painted it in the same Salty Kiss as that I used on the surface here. And so it will eventually go back in here just like that for little shelves. But behind it, I thought, you know, it would be cute to put something back behind there. And so I settled on using, and I've already cut this. Hi, Dorothy. Thank you. So this is the Checks and Critters rice paper by Decoupage Queen. And you get 6 of these different butterflies on here. I just love this paper for some reason, y'all. Checks and Critters, that's what this is. So I've taken some of the butterflies off of this paper. And I thought it would be really nice to put them, since there's 3 boxes, 3 little shelves, I'm going to decoupage 3 of these on the back here. So that's what we're going to do first. So let me turn this on, just like this. And we're going to go ahead and put these on here. Because I thought, you know, when you open the door, and I'll lift the door up so you guys can see what it looks like in a minute. Hi, Anna. Welcome, Anna. So we're going to go ahead and get these little butterflies on. And I've already painted white back here for that reason. I'm using Big Top by DIY. Just to get some decoupage mediums, using it as my decoupage medium to get that on the back, and then add my little butterfly. It's kind of hard to do. But because they're not big, I don't really have to go through all the motions of welcome, Dorothy. Oh, you're responding to Anna. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's one. Now I'm gonna add the other. I don't know, I just thought that it would be pretty, since you had these 3 little boxes, to have these little butterflies. Because remember, our secretary here, our theme is garden inspired. Put this one right. And I'm just eyeballing, y'all. Eyeballing. And then of course I won't leave that white. Where the white is, I'll go back and I will put I will go back and fill in with this blue inside here that I used is Blue Iris, which I also used on the feet. Oops. Got some down there, so I'll just... Alright, put our last little critter here. Because, you know, butterflies, they go in the garden. About right there, I think. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do. So now, hopefully, the boxes, when I put them back, when I actually put these boxes back here, now you'll be able to see the little butterflies through there. So I think that'll be cute. All right. So we got those there. Let's add a little bit of decoupage to the, I know I love Checks and Critters, Anna. It's one of my favorite. Probably because I live in the country. And we have a lot of critters. Add a little on top. All right. So there we go with that. Let me just, I dropped some. All right. I'll come back and seal all that up later. Okay, so now y'all, for this part of the disc, can y'all just guess? Can y'all guess? I'm gonna use a stamp on this part of the disc right here, the writing part. Can y'all guess what stamp I'm gonna use? My favorite. I know y'all know. I gotta turn on the fan, y'all, because I'm hot. I know y'all know what stamp I'm going to use. What stamp do you guys think I'm going to use? Anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess what stamp I'm going to use right here? Y'all know what my favorite stamp is. I know y'all do. Yep, Anna got it. Kindest regards. Y'all had to turn on the fan because, whoo, I got a hot flash. Kindest regards. Anna, you know me so well. Yes. So, you guys saw me do this before. Actually, on the last secretary, I used kindest regards right here. So, the plan is to stamp kindest regards right here. Yep, Barbara, you got it. And then actually lay the indigo floral over top of it. So that's the plan. So we're going to start out by doing kindest regards. And I'm going to do that with, what is this? A little black dress. And I'm going to use my, what did I do with my, what did I do with my little plate? And my brayer. I just had it. Gosh, man, lately I cannot keep up with anything, y'all. I think I've been off too long. What happened to my brayer? Here's my brayer. And what did I do with my little plate? Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me grab another plate. Because I obviously cannot keep up with anything. It's probably right in front of my eyes somewhere, but I don't see it, so. All right, so kindest regards it is. You always have a great plan. Well, kinda, Dorothy. My plans are always evolving. So, I try to have a plan. I try to have, you know, a semi-plan when I start. You know, because, but it evolves. Too much vacation. Yes, Miss Norma, too much vacation. Woo. Y'all, so when I was young growing up, like, the old people would say, oh, you just living the life of Riley, huh? Now, I don't know who Riley is to this day. But they meant it in such a way like, oh, you just really living the life. Well, honey, child, let me tell y'all, I've been living the life of Riley these last 2 weeks. Whoever Riley is, I've been living his life this week. All right, y'all. Here we go. My stamp really needs to be clean, but we're just going to go with it because I just want a faint image of kindest regards in the background because I'm going to put my inlay over top of it. I don't want too much, but I want to get enough so I'll get a little bit of an impression. I have my fan on, so it's going to dry it out pretty quick. Okay, here we go. Yes, Anna, life is short. Yes, ma'am. All right, here we go, y'all. Our first impression here. And this one is not quite as wide as the other. So, and I don't want to push down too hard because I don't have my other screws in there. Can you guys see this? Turn this, there we go. But just want to get a faint impression of kindest regards. Y'all, this stamp, I don't know when I fell in love with it, but somewhere along the line. All right, there we go. So there, can you guys see that? So there's our first impression. Some of it a little bit dark. Maybe I had too much ink, but I'm okay with that. And so I'm gonna make another little impression over here on this side because, again, we're gonna be doing the indigo floral over top. So, and y'all know I don't like stuff perfect anyway. Y'all know how we do it on the train, right? We just go along on the ride. some of this I'm not going to get on. Anyway, okay. All right. So I'm just going to get a little bit more over here on this side, just enough to fill up this spot here. So we'll do it about right here, I think. And just get this really faint impression. Of our letter. And I'll go back over here on this side probably and add a little bit more so that it goes all the way to the end. All right, so there we go, you guys. Kindest regards is in the house. Kindest regards is in the house. Okay, so there we go. We'll let that dry. Now we got our little checks and critters on the back. And again, the reason why I wanted to put those is because when you put the box back, then they will kind of, you'll have something in back of there that'll be kind of cute. So I'll go back with the blue iris. Thank you for sprinkling, Corey. Yes, please chug the love, you guys. I'm going to be giving out a prize, a drawing and a prize for everybody that chugs the love. So please sprinkle. So yeah, so I'll go back and fill in that white with the blue. I'll probably kind of do, I may not even, I probably won't, you know, I'll let them stay square just because these boxes are square. But one of the things on this box I wanted to show y'all is that, so under here, can you guys see how rough that is under there? See how it's kind of jagged and rough? So I don't know if maybe there was a, like a little bracket maybe that was under the bottom that was decorative, or maybe that helped to hold this box up. But it had broken, and so the wood had splintered. And so I just took my little hacksaw thing and I chopped it the rest of the way off. See right there? But I didn't try to do it really well because I want to camouflage that. Y'all know I love to camouflage something. So I'm going to use let me get this. I'm going to be using, because this is our garden theme, right? I'm going to be using this. This is the Trimmings 3 mold. And I am going to be using this vine thing right here. And I'm just going to wrap it underneath there. And we're going to do that next. Just so I can camouflage that, you know, that jagged edge. And so that I can use these really pretty vines. So I just grabbed these out of the freezer. And this is kind of what they look like. It's those little vines. They got a lot of good detail on them. So I just want to take a moment here and glue those on. So I won't put my glue up there. I'm going to bring over my infamous, hi Chris, welcome. Let's see, Barbara said maybe use that side to attach to the top, aka turn it over. Yeah, true. Well, it really wasn't attached to the top. It just kind of sat on the back, and I believe it had something underneath to just kind of brace it up maybe, but there are nails in the back that actually held it in. So but you know, I like to camouflage stuff, so we're gonna camouflage because it's the train, and you know, that's what we do. Every car on the train is a wine car. So I am just going to, so it's gonna go like this. So I'm just gonna turn it upside down, and I'm gonna take a little glue. I'm gonna take my vine. I love these trimmings. Trimmings 3, all of the molds have this little ends, these little ends that hello Vaughn, welcome. And these little ends, they connect, y'all, to the other end, to the other vines, so you can actually connect them. So we're just going to put a little glue on here. And we are going to camouflage that that jagged edge where it broke off or something broke. I'm not sure. And y'all know I am not a carpenter. I always said I wanted to learn how to use power tools, but yeah, I ain't had time for that. So I just took, but I do know how to use a hacksaw. So I took that hacksaw and I cut off those other, the part that was sticking out. And I said, okay, now I'm going to camouflage. So that's what I'm doing. Trimmings 3, y'all. This is a great mold. All right. So I'm just going to take this little vine now. And, hi, Patty. I can't stay but wanted to pop on so I can share to my group. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it, Patty. Okay, so I'm just going to take this little vine here, because again, y'all, this is garden inspired, remember? So I'm just getting it on here just to camouflage that, you know, kind of raggedy area. Bringing the vine up just like that. Just camouflaging. And the vines actually go really good with our theme, which is garden inspired, right? So now we'll have these vines kind of running up each side, and I will paint those in this Salty Kiss, the same color as the box. Can y'all see that vine? That light is really, really bright. But, you know, it'll fit in here like this, which I think will be too cute. Oh, y'all couldn't see that, could you? Sorry about that. Here we go. So the vines, and then it'll fit in here like that. And it'll have cute vines on it too. Okay, so yeah, so there's that vine on that side to camouflage that rough part underneath. We'll just, you know, so now we can still put our box on the back, but underneath it and on the, you won't be able to see where I kind of, you know, hacked it off in my country girl hacksaw. So let's put it on the other side here. This is country girl. This is what we did in the country. If we couldn't fix it, we camouflaged it. All right. So let's do this one on this side. And then I'll come back and I'll paint these, y'all, and I will age them and make them look really pretty so that when you open the door to your secretary, you'll instantly have something pretty to look at. And I'll tell y'all something else. So, do you see where that, see that hole back there in the back? So somebody obviously made that hole so that they could, you know, like if, I guess if they have their laptop up here or something, you know, they have a place to, you know, to stick their wire through or something like that. And y'all, somebody obviously took a lot of time not to cut that hole in any kind of uniform fashion. I mean, somebody probably put some thought into that and said, I'm just going to jack this hole up. And they did. See, it's all jacked up. But what I decided was, you know what? I'm just going to embrace it. And so I am going to also camouflage that hole. Not with this same vine. Thank you for sprinkling, Chris. Not with this same vine, but I'm gonna camouflage that hole. So now I got my vine on here. I got that underneath part camouflaged. So you can't see what a jagged mess it was. And so now the box will look like this, which, you know, is kind of cute. And I actually have 2 more vines, and I may, you know, I don't know, I may attach the vines to the other, some of the other little places on here, maybe, not sure. All right, so now you have a better looking little box, so that underneath there, that is, you know, not jagged, and it'll look better when you put it inside here. So I think that'll come out really cute. All right, so let's put that away. So now we've done the box, we've done the inside. Let me get baby wipe and get that off my fingers, and then I want to show you guys what it looks like on the outside. In case you don't remember, we did this last time. So, all right. So our also our kindest regards letter is dry. So okay, you know what? Let's do that before. Let's go ahead and lay down our inlay before I flip this up where you guys can see it. So let me grab another inlay. We're gonna do a new one. So this is the Inlay. This is the Indigo Floral. This is a new one off the pack. And we're actually going to, this is already dry, so we're actually going to lay that over here. And we're going to use, so remember with the inlays, y'all, you can lay them down into wet paint, or you can also lay them down. Hold on, y'all. Let me grab a towel. Sorry, I'm not ready. I don't know why my brush was wet. Okay, so with the inlays, y'all, you can lay those down into wet paint, or you can also lay them down into top coat. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be laying this down into top coat. Because, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I already have my background here. So I don't want to cover up the background, but I do want for it to be seen through my inlay. So I'm just going to get down some of my top coat. This is Big Top. You can use any water-based top coat you want. You can also, this also allows you to lay it down onto, you know, a non-painted surface. So let's just say you wanted to lay it down onto, you know, bare wood. You can do that. Just take your piece, make sure it's clean, put down your top coat, and lay your inlay into it. It doesn't have to be a painted surface at all. So I'm getting my top coat on. Really nice and thick. And wetting the surface pretty good. Because I got my fan on, so it's trying to dry it as I wet it. So I'm putting on probably more than I would if the fan wasn't on. All right, so there's my top coat. So really quickly, I'm going to take my inlay. And the inlays, Chris says she can't wait to retire so she'll have more time for the fun stuff. Me either, Chris. So the inlays, y'all, they have this little trim around it. You can trim that off. Since I'm laying this flat, I'm not going to worry about trimming it off. I'm just going to lay it down, and we're just going to go for it. So here we go. Laying it down into the top coat, and just taking my hand. I'm not going to worry about this part because there's no, I'm just going to, with my hand, I'm just going to take and I'm just going to split it like that so I can lay it flat. But I'll go back. That's one of the good things about the inlay. You can go back and piece it in too. All right, so for now, I'm just going to lay this part down because I do want to trim off this edge here so that I can lay another piece down. So for now, I'm just going to lay this down. So once you get it laid down into whatever it is, you know, you're laying it in, whether it's paint or whatever, what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of water. So I'm going to use a little bit of water in my mister. Wet it up some. Not really a lot, but you know, just wet it up. I'm wetting it up more than I should because again, I have my fan on. And you can take a lint-free cloth, but I'm just going to use this brush just because it has a kind of a rough surface. And I'm just going to use it to press down. Add a little bit more water where I didn't get any on the edge here. And I'm just going to use my brush just like you would, or you know, you can use a towel to lay that down. And what that does is that actually impresses the paint from the inlay onto your surface. So remember that the inlay, y'all, is actually paint embedded into this carrier sheet. All right. So for the most part, I have that down there, and that's going to stay. And once it's dry completely, then you can peel it off. All right, but for now, we're going to let that sit. And then we're going to take a look at the what the door looks like. So I'm just going to lift this up now. And so here is what the top looks like. So if you guys remember last time, I used the Botanical rice paper by Decoupage Queen to put over here on this side. And then I used the roses mold to add some over here, because again, garden inspired, right? So this still kind of goes with the garden theme. So that's where we are right here on this the lid to this. So that's what we have here. So now let me actually just want to check and see what time it is. Okay, so down here, y'all. So down here, I've actually already laid the inlays onto the drawers. So, so that's kind of what it looks like. I know. Isn't that owl paper? I love that owl. I love anything with owl on it. You know, they're so elusive, you know, owls are. So I've already laid the inlays down here. If you guys remember, we did a colored wax. We added a little bit of the blue iris with some clear, DIY's clear wax to make a colored wax. And so there's little bits of blue in here in the crevices of the of this roses mold. I love that roses mold, y'all. I've fallen in love with that roses mold. I never thought, but I have. Okay, so down here, I've already laid these inlays on. They've been on a couple hours. I laid them on maybe an hour or so before the live. And we're gonna go ahead and peel those off. So you want to again take your water and you want to go ahead and spray it, because that will help you be able to peel it off. So let's see what we get. So this one right here is new. This is a new one. So spray some water. All right, and we're going to peel this off. Let me bring you guys in just a little, so you can see that a little bit better. All right, so let's try to start over here in this corner. Let's see what we get. If I can grab a piece of it. Oh, there we go. Start in a place where I can grab. That's what I get for not having any fingernails. Okay, there we go. Okay, so can you guys see this? You guys are with me? All right, so we're just gonna peel this off now. And if you start to feel it kind of tugging, just go ahead and add just a little more water. Just be careful not to add water onto this part, because again, that is paint, and we haven't set it yet. So water does help it move over though. So I'm getting a little bit of paper left behind. So I'm trying to peel this all together. There we go. The way I have it cut out. All right, so here we go, y'all. The peeling it off is really fun. All right. So there we go. So far, can you guys see that? Now I'm going to add a little bit more water, because I didn't add any over here on this side. And maybe it will all come off together, even though they're separate pieces, because I kind of patched them in. I did a little patchwork. All right, here we go. Keep peeling. Well, that broke. Okay, so there we go. All right, so there it is, y'all. Okay, so Chris says, do you let the inlay dry, or could you put it on, wait a few minutes and remove? Yeah, you the longer you leave it on, Chris, the more color that you're gonna get. You don't have to let it completely dry. If you don't want that deep of color, you can remove it. I mean, you do need to let it sit on there for a little bit, just so your color will transfer, but you don't have to let it dry, you know, complete. The longer you let it dry, the more color that you'll get. And so you guys see that little line that I got there? So that's from where I actually patched the two papers together. So I ended a piece of paper there, and then I actually patched in these, so I got this line, and I don't like that line. But because this paint is actually paint, and because I haven't sealed it or set it yet, I'm gonna go in with a little paintbrush, and I'm gonna wet it just a little, and I'm just gonna blend these in. I'm just gonna pull these out a little bit and blend them a little bit. And so that way I can camouflage that line too as well. All right, so that's one. Let's go ahead and do this second one here. Wet it down. It's been sitting for about an hour. And I'm really being careful not to get water up here, because again, this is active paint, because I haven't put any sealer on it at all, and I don't want I don't want it to smear. All right. Okay, so the thing I want to tell you guys about this inlay is this is one that I had already used. So this one that I'm peeling off now is actually the one that I used on the bottom drawer. So this is the second use for this one. And as you can see, for the second use, you get a little bit more of a faded look, right? You don't get that, the color is not as deep as would be if you were using a brand new one from the pad. But this is the so this one that I'm peeling off now is actually the second use on this one. And so, and you guys see me peeling off these little bits of it, it's because I patched it in. So it doesn't normally break off like that, but I patched it, so the little bits are coming off too. It's kind of tricky going around the drawer, going around the knobs. All right, so there we go, y'all. All right, so there we go. So that is, so now you can kind of tell the difference. So it's darker. This one is darker, but this one is actually the same one that I used down here. So this one is the second use for this one down here, so I get more of this faded look than I did here. And this one is a new one, so it's actually deeper in color than, both of these are deeper in color than this middle one, because the middle one was actually a second use. Hi, Sonia. Fell asleep at the depot, like to have missed the train. Oh my gosh, Sonia. Girl, come on. You made it just in time. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks, y'all, right now. And so again, look at the inlay. You still see that. Now these I kind of had to chop them up because I had an odd looking surface, but you can see that they still have, if I can get past that light, they still have a lot of color in them. So don't throw these away. You can use these on little bitty projects, even if you don't want to use them on big projects anymore. You can still use these on little small projects. They still have a lot of paint left in them. So don't throw away your scraps. It's kind of like, you know how you keep the scraps of decoupage? Keep your scraps. All right, y'all. So now, let's see. Our inlay here is still wet, so we're going to continue to let that dry. So again, I used the, when I got this secretary, it didn't have anything in the middle. This is the frames mold, and then I put a Cameo mold in the middle. So that's what you see on each of these drawers. And so now I have my Indigo Floral inlay there. I have my aisle here. So it's coming along. So what I'll do is, hey Doris, you made it, girl. You made it. Did you fall asleep at the depot too? Sonia says she fell asleep at the depot and almost missed the train. Okay, so what I'll do on these is I'll also do a mix. I'll do a little bit of a color mix, colored wax mix like I did here, and add a little bit of blue iris with some clear wax and add it to these molds here, just to give a little bit of color there for those. And then on top of these roses, I actually added some gold gilding wax. So, hi Suzanne, thank you. So yeah, so I will also do that to these here, and I'll add a little bit just like I did to my little, move y'all up a little bit. Just like I did to my little bee up here, I'll add a little bit of blue wax. Thank you, Doris. I'll add a little bit of that blue colored wax up here to him too. The feet are actually blue iris. So I will continue with the inlays on the sides. For the places that are a little bit darker, I'm gonna go back in with sandpaper, just a 220 grit sandpaper, just a little, and I'm just gonna sand it back a little anyway, just to kind of give it that you know, aged look. But you guys, if y'all remember, Cassandra, I'm painting my pool table with DIY paint all the, oh my gosh, you're doing a pool table? Oh my gosh, Laura, you have got to post that so we can see it. I've never seen a pool table painted. That's gonna be cool. All the grays, yeah, there's some really pretty grays in DIY paint. Okay, so y'all, so I will continue with the inlays. And y'all know I was the one that said I will never, I don't want no whole, a dresser with no whole lot of flowers on it. But I'm loving this. It's so far so good. So yes, Barbara, the roses mold is beautiful. It really is a really pretty mold. So so yeah, so I am going to I'll go back in with just a fine grit sandpaper, and I'll sand it down a little so they'll be kind of more uniform. And then I will continue to, I'll go ahead again. I was hoping that that would dry. Let's see what we got. Not enough yet. So I'm going to let that continue to dry there. And then I will go ahead with the box. I'm going to finish up the little vines on the box. Thank you, Sonia. And then we will be finished with this little free piece, y'all. It was free. You know, you cannot beat free. I'm telling you. So that is the plan for wrapping this up. I think we'll probably be finished. I don't know that we'll work on this on the next train ride. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. If I think of something else to do with it, but we may do a new piece, probably something for Christmas, since everybody's in the Christmas spirit. So yeah, so you guys, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. And if you guys have not tried these inlays, try them. Yeah, they're a little bit, you know, more pricey than some of the other IOD stuff, but you can definitely, yeah, Barbara, free is always a good number. You can definitely reuse these inlays, and I am really, I can't wait to use this one. Because it's more on a grayscale, so it doesn't have that color in it like the other two. So I'm really interested in using that one and see how that turns out. But as always, I appreciate you guys joining me on this adventure. You guys have a great rest of the week. Y'all, my vacation is winding down. It's winding down. I don't want to think about it. So I'm going to try to make the week go very, very slow. But as always, I thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. You guys are the best train riders in the world. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And you guys know how we say it on the porch. Say it with me. Don't forget to bud, bloom, and be unique. Bye, you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sprinkling. We'll do a drawing. Actually, I'll find out what we're going to give away. And we'll do a drawing next train wreck. All right? Bye-bye. Have a good evening.